The staff and I have had an opportunity to be in a lot of churches over the last 3 years. Some of the questions we're asked is, what is the Central Conference all about? What do you do? And we're asked even more so these days because we have newer members coming with church planting. We're growing. A lot of people are now attending our churches that were not born in the covenant and have no idea what we do. Get a chance to explain them to them, and that's kind of part of what this video is all about. We want to let people know what we do. What is the Central Conference? What do we do? Central Conference is one of 11 regions of Evangelical Covenant Church, which includes Alaska and Canada. And we're made up of 100 churches within our conference. The Central Conference is the most diverse conference in the denomination, and diverse in a number of different ways. We have churches that are multi-ethnic churches, African American, Hispanic, Korean, Asian American, Syrian, Filipino churches. We have diversity in terms of generationally. We have traditional churches with traditional worship services. We have hip-hop churches. We have not only hip-hop, but what we would call emerging generational churches as well. So that's all within this mix within the Central Conference, and makes this an exciting place to do ministry in. When we speak of connecting churches, we talk about churches coming together. We realize that we're better together and that we can do ministry better if we do this jointly. We do this to trying to bring pastors together in terms of regional events, regional meetings. Churches, we've been encouraging churches to do special events. We've done several Veritas seminars in different districts as well, and trying to connect churches together, encouraging them to come together in ministry. We recently did a district event on the north side of the north side churches. We encouraged the pastors to come together and do a pulpit supply, where they're actually swap pulpits and we're there to preach, but also part of that was to share what their ministries of their church was all about. It was very helpful. Churches actually had a pastor come in from another church and talk about all the things that were going on in their church that they were excited about. And as a result, there's other churches now excited. Well, how do we do that here? How do I get that kind of ministry to go on here in our churches? Another example of our churches coming together for a common ministry was our church in Inglewood on the south side of Chicago. We were working with them on a revitalization effort and had suggested that they begin to fix their church up and make it look better from the outside. So they began to do things like tuck pointing their church and fixing their doors and repairing windows and those type of things. We knew about this program called the Broken Windows Program. Homes would be identified that needed repairs, windows broken, porches broken, storm doors, those kind of things on houses. And as a result, we gave the church a ministry grant, funded this ministry for them to actually go out and actually do these repairs and start working on people's homes in the community. As a result of the people coming in and helping the church, now the church was actually helping their community, going out in that whole sense that now, I think last count there may be 10 or 20 people from the community has actually joined the church as a result of that. And from that also, another church heard about it as well. And now we've had 10 other churches come down and participate in this, as churches as far as Menominee, Michigan, up in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, to come down and help with the church and with these broken windows projects as well. And again, just watching God work in people's lives and lives being changed, people are coming to Christ as a result of that. Communities being developed. Community now, the church and community are connecting as well. And now churches are connecting with this church. And again, people are saying, oh, now I know what an Evangelical Covenant Church is, as a result of those things that happen in that community. We also support our youth through camps. We have 2 Bible camps, one Covenant Harbor Bible Camp in Wisconsin and Covenant Point Bible Camp up in Michigan, that they can go to. There's summer programs. We have children that work there during the summer, and both camps are doing well. And that's one way we minister to youth and also to younger people as well, teenagers and young adults as well. So again, just realizing that that God has called us to be together. God has called us to be a community. And how do we live that out? How do we live that out if we don't do these kind of things and be intentional about coming together and connecting with one another? The second way that we accomplish our mission is by planting new churches. We look for those persons that may have those gifts of what we call church planter. We have a process of assessing them, sending to an assessment center, and encouraging them to do what God has called them to do. There are millions of people not attending the church at all on Sundays. One of the reasons we plant churches is to be able to carry God's message into those places that people haven't heard, that we haven't ministered to yet. And we have a lot of those in the Central Conference. So we're trying to plant churches at a faster rate. We've been trying to do now at least two a year, and not just to plant a church, but actually makes it a successful plant. And we've also found that the more churches we plant, and again, if we can get them to understand what multiplication, what it is to actually go and have another church plant and keep doing that, reaching more people and more people for Christ, that we try to get them to do that from the beginning. And I believe that if we continue to do that with new church plants and having them understand that they should be doing this as well, that the more we can plant and the more people we reach to Christ. Not so much just have a new church or a new building, but it's about bringing people to Christ, having people being ministered to and being discipled as well. So again, that's why we do this. We don't just do this because we don't have anything else to do. I think it's just a good idea, but it's about how do we get the gospel out to people? How do we reach more people? How do we tell them about Jesus Christ? We encourage our pastors a great deal to come together. A lot of our pastors need different types of things. We work with a group called Ministry Mentors. We encourage pastors to go for mentoring. We encourage them. We have places they can go for free retreats. We do coaching, counseling. We have a thing now called Ministry Advantage. Pastors can sign up for to be coached in their ministries and those kind of things. And again, we talk about health and realizing that you can't really have a healthy church without a healthy pastor. And then you can't have if you don't have a healthy church, healthy pastor, you probably won't have healthy members. So how does that all work, where everybody's kind of being revitalized and encouraging one another and moving ahead? So we try to support our pastors in their work as well. One of the things we've found in this whole revitalization effort is that we can have ideas and thoughts and plans, and we can come to the table and meet with the leaders in the church about those things, and they can come up with plans and put things on the table as well. But what we've seen in every case is that when God shows up and the Holy Spirit shows up, begin to work and begin to move and begin to put things together that we could never make happen, things that we couldn't even think of or couldn't have thought that it was the best thing to do, but to watch God work in those situations and begin to move and just kind of bring things together, and where he begins to take over and just kind of lead the whole situation, the whole ministry towards that place of vitality and health and well-being and all those things that we would hope for all of our churches, that the fact that they would have and that they would be. Just watch him do that, and that's a blessing in itself, and realizing that nothing's going to happen unless God intervenes and begins to work on those situations, no matter what we think, no matter how great we think our plans are, no matter how great and wonderful thing we think we are. But when God shows up and just puts all the little pieces together, make all those things happen, and all things begin to work for the good of those who love the Lord. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. In Matthew 28, verses 19 and 20 says, "Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you, and surely I am with you always to the very end of the age." This is the mission of our conference, what we believe that God has given us to do in this mission field, to go and make disciples and to baptize them and to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. We hope that we've given you an opportunity to see what the conference does in an effort to make that happen and bring that about and make that happen in our lives. In fact, the lives of all of us as Christians. We're excited about you joining us in this mission field, and excited about the opportunity for all of us to know that it really is true that we're actually better together.
Lord, let me shine.